Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. My name is Samuel Reese, coming to you live across YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. And it is the Final Four of the 2020 NCAA Men's Soccer Tournament. It's Indiana taking on Pittsburgh. Right to the starting lineups. First for Pittsburgh, it is Campuzano in goal, Crivello, Washington, Ordonez, and Laufelson at the back. I'll get to the rest of the lineup in a moment. They quickly shifted to Indiana. For Indiana, it's Celentano, Bebej at the back, Maher, Mooney, and Sesok, Palazzolo and Schmidt the holding mids, Gumball, Becerra, and Endley in the midfield, and it's War up top. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Earlier tonight in Cary, North Carolina, it was Marshall. Yes, Marshall with the upset victory over the University of North Carolina. The Cinderella run continues for Marshall. Just unbelievable story. And so the winner of this national semifinal between Indiana and Pittsburgh, who are the highest seeds out of their respective regions, will take on Marshall in the national championship game on Monday night. Thanks, everyone, for joining the broadcast. Much appreciated, as always. And this should be a fun one. Should be two evenly matched teams. Indiana, of course, of the Big Ten. Pittsburgh of the ACC. Both teams with just one conference loss. Indiana, a 3 seed. Pittsburgh, a 2 seed. And we are underway in Cary, North Carolina, just after an 8:30 local time kickoff in the second semifinal of the night. This ball put in, and now it's chased down by Alexander Dexter. There is no Ordonez. Strike from distance and a comfortable save for the Indiana keeper. That is the sophomore Roman Celentano. Todd Yeagley in his 11th season as the Indiana head coach, a 148, 50, and 41 record, accounting for a 704 win percentage in his time at Indiana. Year after year, Indiana always a contender, and they've certainly had a really good season up till this point. Can they advance to the final? Pittsburgh are in their way. Indiana, by the way, in all red. They're going from left to right in this first half. Pittsburgh in all white, going from right to left. On the ball now is Nick Sesok. Sesok back for Celentano. Giveaway up the middle as Filip Mirkovic is there for the steal. Early on in this national semifinal. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in on this Friday night. I was busy all week, but I'm glad I'm able to finally come back on and commentate a big game like this. That pass turned over by A.J. Palazzolo. Now it's Pittsburgh back in possession. This is Rafael Crivello. Crivello back for Bryce Washington. 3 minutes played. We're just underway in this national semifinal. Here's a pass over to Crivello once more. Now finding Jackson Walty. On the Pittsburgh side of things, a real good portion of the team made up of international players. Driven cross in, and sliding in at the near post to seek out the danger was Palazzolo. It will be a Pittsburgh corner kick. Pittsburgh led by head coach Jay Vidovich. It's his 5th season as Pittsburgh head coach, a 44, 44, and 6 record. Pittsburgh really up and down the last few seasons, but have certainly impressed this season. That comes out. Opportunity at the edge of the box, but the driven shot is blocked in traffic. The opportunity coming for Mirkovic. Eventually, it's won back by Pittsburgh. What a nice move, but running out of room on that far side was Bertine Jackson. And it will be a throw-in for Indiana. Taken by Brett Bebesh. 5 minutes played this game in Cary, North Carolina. The whole NCAA men's and women's soccer tournaments were held in North Carolina at a few different sites. But the Final Four for both the men and women exclusively at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina, which has hosted the College Cup in prior seasons. The women's semifinals were last night. I'll touch on those games at halftime. I wanted to do one of the semifinals, but I just had a really busy week. Didn't have time yesterday. And the national championship on both the men's and women's side will be Monday night. The women's final first and the men's final afterwards. Something we've never, ever seen. Of course, typically the College Cup takes place in the fall. This is crossed to the back post. Falls nicely. And the strike is blocked. It's Jasper Laufelson to the rescue. The German with a crucial defensive play to deny Indiana of their opener. But as I was saying, the NCAA tournament for soccer, of course, typically held in the fall. But this year, because of COVID, it was pushed to the spring. So it is a bit strange having the Final Four take place in the middle of May. But at least they were able to have an NCAA tournament. And usually the men's tournament is a week after the men's Final Four, I should say, is a week after the women's Final Four. And usually it's Friday, Sunday semifinals and final for both the men and women. This year, Thursday, Monday for the women, Friday, Monday for the men. So a little bit of a different format compared to what we're used to. The Pittsburgh Panthers have 17 players on their roster from foreign countries. So over 50% of the roster is from outside of the U.S. It's quite an impressive roster put together by Pittsburgh. Throwing for Indiana on the far side. That's controlled by Thomas War, the striker for Indiana. The Hoosiers turn it over, though, and it will be a Pitt throw-in. Yeah, Jasper Laufelson, one of those 17 international players. He's from Germany. A lot of these international players, taking advantage of coming over to the States, getting an education while also playing soccer at a competitive level. Obviously, at the collegiate level in Division I soccer, when it comes to the best programs like Pittsburgh, it's competitive and it's a valuable experience for many of these international players, as this goes back to Roman Salentano. Salentano across midfield, and the contested header eventually controlled by the Hoosiers. Gumball plays it back. Indiana, of course, a powerhouse program when it comes to men's college soccer. Now it's Bebesh. Pressure from Jackason. And stepping in for the takeaway is Jackson Walty. Pittsburgh could be threatening Indiana here, although now it's played back to the midfield. Just under 9 minutes played. It's game 2 on this semifinal night in College Cup action from Cary, North Carolina. Good weather. Nice slide tackle there. It was Mooney with the intervention. And now it's Herbert Endley with a touch too far ahead. It's one back, though, by the Hoosiers. Sliding in was Palazzolo. Unable to find a teammate, though. And here now is Walty. Walty down the sideline. And it did go out of play. Throw in Indiana. Once again, the winner of this one will take on Marshall. Marshall with an incredible Cinderella run at this NCAA tournament. They really caught the eyes of many after they knocked out Clemson in PKs and certainly proved that it wasn't a fluke by any means. They were outshot significantly in the semifinal earlier tonight against North Carolina, but they capitalized on one of the only chances they had all game long to get a 1-0 win over UNC to pull off the upset. Marshall just 3 years ago won their first ever NCAA tournament game, and now they're in the national championship. Just a great story all around. Meanwhile, a foul committed by Laufelson. Free kick to the Hoosiers. Or rather, no foul was called. It's out for a Hoosiers throw-in, rather. 0-0, no score after 10 minutes of play and carry. This ball popped high into the air. Headed by Dexter, but won back by Indiana. Here's Joe Schmidt. Switch of play. Here is Sesek. Played in, but won back by the Panthers. Here's Dexter. Dexter finding Petkovic. Now a long ball forward, but no one from Pittsburgh getting near that. And it'll go over the end line for an Indiana goal kick. Well, a spot in the national championship on the line. When it comes to most College Cup appearances, which is the Final Four all time, Indiana lead with 21, St. Louis 16, UCLA, Maryland with 14 College Cup appearances, and Virginia with 13 caps off the top 5 list. As that goes out of play for a Pittsburgh throw-in. And it will be Crivello to take. Crivello back for Washington. College Cup games tend to be cagey affairs, but you never know. The stakes extremely high with a spot in the national title game on the line. As that pass goes out of play, it will be an Indiana throw-in. Indiana in program history, just unbelievable numbers. 45 NCAA tournament appearances, 34 consecutive. A 94-34-6 record in the tournament with a .723 win percentage. 21 College Cups, as I mentioned, and 8 national championships. I wasn't kidding when I said they were a powerhouse when it comes to men's college soccer. As that floats over the head of Crivello, it will be a Hoosiers throw-in. Throw into the box, headed by Alexander Dexter of Pittsburgh. And it can't be kept in play by the Panthers on the far side. Indiana will keep possession. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into the broadcast. Much appreciated. As always, it's IU and Pitt, Indiana, Pittsburgh facing off in the national semifinals. Here's Crivello. Getting ahead to it was Palazzolo. And now Daniel Mooney will send it back to the keeper, Celentano. That pass from Sesek going out of play. It will be Crivello to take the Pittsburgh throw-in. Here's Washington. Bit of pressure here on the Pittsburgh defense, but they escape it. A near steal, but what an effort here down the right wing. Still going was Jackson, eventually fouled. The call going against Joe Schmidt. Jackson with an incredible bit of skill down the sideline. He just wouldn't back down. And it will be a free kick to the Panthers in a promising position as well. 15 minutes played, 30 remain in the opening half. 0-0 between Indiana and Pittsburgh. Could that change from the set piece? Both Jackson and Veljko Petkovic talking things over. Petkovic towards the back post. Getting ahead to it was Mooney. It will be a corner, second of the night for Pittsburgh. This will be taken by Filip Mrkovic. Mrkovic, the in-swinger. To the back post. Ball down on the ground. And it'll be taken away by Mooney. But Mooney turns it back over. Indiana really struggling to maintain possession. Pittsburgh have certainly spent more time in the final third than Indiana have in Pittsburgh's third of the pitch. Here is Petkovic. Petkovic back for Crivello. Now it's clipped forward. Headed down to the feet of Jackson. A switch of play and a controlled touch by Crivello. Out wide to the sideline, it's Dexter. With it now is Crivello. Crivello back for Dexter, who goes down. No foul called, though, as Sesek wins an Indiana throw-in. In tight space, it's given away by Thomas War of Indiana. Here is Walty. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast thus far. No goals yet in this national semifinal. Promising through ball, but in steps Daniel Mooney. Or no, it was Joey Maher, actually. Joey Mayer, a freshman. Here's Rafael Crivello. Indiana looking to get possession back. Pittsburgh have certainly had more of the possession in this game. There's that pass up the middle, headed by Indiana. Shots for a handball. The Hoosiers have it anyway. There is Goomball and poked out a play by Dexter. It will stay with Indiana as they play under the lights in Cary, North Carolina at Wake Med Soccer Park. Back pass here as Mayer will find Celentano. There are fans allowed to attend this one at a limited capacity, of course, but still great to see fans. Always a fun atmosphere at the College Cup. This technically the 2020 College Cup. And some of these teams and many of the big conferences, actually, like the Big Ten and ACC, had their seasons in the fall. But it was because some of the smaller seasons postponed their seasons. Sorry, some of the smaller conferences postponed their seasons to the spring. That's why the NCAA tournament was moved to the spring. So a lot of teams like Indiana and Pittsburgh had to find opponents to schedule scrimmages in the spring to prepare for the NCAA tournament. But both of these teams certainly seem to be unaffected by playing their entire regular season back in the fall. But definitely a strange season, to say the least. The way it was set up due to COVID-19. And that is a foul against Indiana. The whistle going against Victor Becerra of Indiana, taking down Jackason. It'll just be a talking to for now, but it was certainly a risky challenge to go into. Free kick to the Pittsburgh Panthers. The studs were certainly up. Fortunate there to not get booked was Becerra. Next foul undoubtedly will require the referee to show yellow, as Becerra will be walking a thin line the rest of the night. Here is Mirkovic. Now all the way back. To the Pittsburgh keeper in Steinbach. About midway through the opening half, no score. In the National Semifinals, the winner takes on Marshall on Monday night for the national title. Who will it be, Indiana or Pittsburgh, facing Marshall on Monday in the national title game? That's the question. Here's some pressure by Joe Schmidt. Across the back, it's Bryce Washington for Pitt. Now, Walty. That was nearly turned over by the Panthers, but not quite. And now space to attack here for Alexander Dexter. Dexter down the left wing. Dexter clips the ball in. Edge of the 6. Popped into the air and now snatched by Roman Celentano, the Indiana goalkeeper. But if Pitt can get some good services from either wing, it'll certainly cause some trouble for Indiana, you have to think. Decent ball in from Dexter. As this ball will be tracked down by Washington. Here's Laufelson. All the way forward. That'll be chased down by Mayer. Celentano, the long ball forward. Intercepted at midfield. Maybe a chance for Pitt. Dexter will leave it. Now here is Valentin Knoll. He'll go back to Washington in the midfield. Now it's Walty. Just Just under 21 minutes to play in the first half. Of course, the clock ticks down in college soccer from 45 to 0 each half. No stoppage time in college soccer, although the clock does stop in certain circumstances. Here's a strike from distance, blocked by Pitt. Instances in which the clock does stop include on goals, penalty kicks, yellow cards, etc. Here's Jackason. Jackason with numbers in the box, plays it in, and a near own goal. Indiana had their heart in their mouths for a moment. Nick Sesek with the near own goal, and the Hoosiers are fortunate to not have conceded. Well, it was a promising ball in, and Sesek was so close to putting this one in his own net. Just couldn't sort out his feet, and a near disaster there for the Hoosiers. The shot's 3-2 Pittsburgh up until this point. Here's the corner kick, and the header just wide. What's going on? Welcome into the broadcast. Much appreciated, Igor. I appreciate you stopping by. Reminder that there's Major League Soccer action on Sunday, 6 Eastern time, when the New England Revolution take on the Columbus Crew. I will actually be at that game, by the way. You've been offline for a few weeks for the university exams. Okay. Well, I hope they went well, man. That's completely understandable. Yeah, I haven't done a broadcast in like a week, so there will be a substitution made. Winton Brink coming on for War. So number 18, Ryan Wittenbrink into the game. Of course, college has a few different substitution rules compared to professional soccer. At the college level, you are allowed one re-entry. So if you're taken out in the first half, you can return in the second half. However, if you come out in the second half, you cannot return to the game. If you're taken out at halftime, you can return at any point in the second half as well. So it is the college game a little bit different in that sense. This is brought forward by Herbert Endley. Endley still going. Endley with pace, but eventually stabbing in to break up the attack was Walty of Pittsburgh. 18 minutes left in the half. This is all the way back to the Indiana keeper in Roman Celentano. He'll eventually just pick it up. Now it's back with Pitt. Washington thought about going back to the keeper. Instead plays it across the back. Some pressure here from Indiana. A near turnover there from Laufelson. Eventually Pitt forced to turn it over. Throw in for Indiana right around midfield. Throw in will be taken by Brett Bebish. That's controlled by Becerra. Becerra looking for Gumbali. He went down. No fouls called, and now Pittsburgh could create a chance at the other end. Through ball, and off his line and out of his box was Celentano to clear. The alert goalkeeper for Indiana was there to come to the rescue. There were two balls on the field for a moment there. Bit of confusion on the pitch. A lot of Indiana and Pittsburgh fans made the trip down to North Carolina for a big occasion like this in the Final Four. Space here for Sessick. Sessick still going. Cross-field pass, now on the left wing. Into the box, cross delivered to the back post. Headed down. And it's now controlled by Endley. Endley trying to get around two defenders. Couldn't do so, but the attempted clearance by Pitt is blocked off by Palazzolo. "15 minutes to go in the first half. 0-0 between Indiana and Pittsburgh, with a spot in the national championship up for grabs. What team is the favorite? I would it's tough. Pittsburgh are ranked higher. They're the 2 seed and Indiana are the 3 seed. However, I'd probably tip my hat to Indiana, to be honest, because just historically speaking, they're usually always in the Final Four. They've made the most Final Four appearances in NCAA men's soccer history, and I think the experience definitely plays a factor. And for this Pitt team, it's a lot of foreign players, so a lot of different faces than we've seen in the past couple of years. Obviously, it's a very talented group, but Indiana do have a bit more experience making it this far. So I'd probably tip my hat to Indiana, although as we're seeing so far, it's 2 evenly matched teams, that's for sure. By the way, there was a substitution made by Pittsburgh. Alexander Dexter coming off, Matt Bailey making his entrance, as that ball goes out of play for a Pitt throw-in. 13 and a half minutes to play in the first half. A reminder that there's college football action on Sunday. It's the FCS championship game at 2 Eastern time, when the 1 seed South Dakota State takes on the 2 seed Sam Houston. Should be a good one on Sunday afternoon. The NCAA lacrosse tournament also underway, and soon enough the softball tournament and then the baseball tournament will also be upon us. So a lot of NCAA tournaments taking place across a variety of sports. Of course, soccer usually taking place in the fall, but not this year because of COVID-19. This is clipped ahead. Bouncing ball, and in the area was Bailey, the substitute, but quick to pounce on it was Celentano. No, Igor, this is college soccer, actually. So this is the NCAA is the organization for college soccer. So this is college soccer. Yeah, I know it's kind of it's definitely a foreign concept for those outside of the U.S. But yeah, they're for every college has teams, and for each sport they have a tournament, and then a champion is crowned. There's a bracket, so we're down to the Final 4 teams. Well, now 3, because the other semifinal was earlier today. Yeah, NCAA is National Collegiate Athletic Association. That's what it stands for. So yeah, the NCAA is the organization for college sports. So yeah, that's what the NCAA is. Yep, it's universities, exactly. It's colleges. Yeah, it's definitely, it can be confusing for people outside of the US, but yeah, it's college sports, exactly. So students at the university who, in this case, play college soccer, that are good enough to make the team. That's what college sports are, basically. It's students at the universities that play for their college. And so it's Indiana University against Pittsburgh University. So, yeah, that's what it is. Thanks, everyone, by the way, for tuning into tonight's broadcast. Greatly appreciate it. The winner to the national championship game on Monday night. Time winding down here in the first half. A little over 10 minutes remain as Pittsburgh turn it over. Advantage played. There was a foul, but Indiana maintained possession. And can they create a chance here? Down the left wing. Cross sent in by Wittenbrink. And now chased down by Gumbale. Back out wide to Wittenbrink. Wittenbrink to the back post. Not quite, as it went over the head of Sesek. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure in Spain the universities have teams, but yeah, like here in the US, college sports are a huge deal. Like really good. Like Pittsburgh, for example, they have 17 international players now for soccer. Not all schools are like that. Indiana only have a few international players. It's mostly made up of US players, but like college sports is big. Like college football and college basketball in this country is huge. And in some places in the United States, college sports are literally bigger than professional sports, which is insane. Like down south, in some places where they don't have professional teams, college sports are ginormous. It's crazy. They treat it like professional sports. So yeah, it's a big deal here in the U.S. college sports. Here's Crivello. Now Mirkovic. Will this game still be in a deadlock by the end of the first 45 minutes? Yeah. Well, actually, college players aren't allowed to get paid, although there has been a bill that's been passed that will change that. So probably in the next few months, college athletes will be able to be paid based on their likeness, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's been a big debate for a while now here in the United States, whether or not college athletes should be paid. Yeah, it's been a big debate, but it looks like they will be able to be compensated soon. Pittsburgh did just make a substitution. It was Jackson coming out, so he'll take a breather for the rest of the half. Luke Mort, his replacement. What's going on? Fat Dude, welcome into the broadcast over on YouTube. Appreciate you guys across YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch tuning in. 7.5 minutes to play in the opening half. Here is Noel. Noel, one of the star players for Pitt. They have numbers going forward. Cross sent in by Crivello. Headed away by Joey Mayer. Mayer just a freshman, but an anchor at the back for Indiana University. Here's Walty. Yeah, I thought Periscope was shutting down, Igor. But it's still working, so I don't know what that's all about. I thought they were shutting down at the end of March, but it still works. I mainly use Periscope to broadcast it onto my Twitter account, and it still works. So I don't know. Like I thought, I read that it was shutting down as well, but no, it's still been working. So yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but I'm not complaining because it still works. You're subscribed. I greatly appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for subscribing. Yeah, if any of you enjoy my content commentating a variety of sports games, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Looking forward to covering the Bruins in their postseason. Of course, I'm a diehard Boston sports fan, as you can see. I will be on the call for Game 1 of their series against Washington tomorrow night. Indiana substitution, Yeagley has come on. Ben Yeagley, that is, replacing Endley. Final minutes of the first half now. This is back with Celentano. Oh, okay, that's what it is. You can't download anymore. But if you had it before, you can still use it. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, because it's still been working for me. Yeah, so. Final 5 minutes of the half. Still no score in Cary, North Carolina at Wake Med Soccer Park. As that's deflected out of play, it will be an Indiana throw-in. When will the first goal come? Will we have to wait until the second half for that first goal? Mazzara takes the... Mazzara just came out, by the way, replaced by number 26, Nate Ward. So a number of substitutions being made from both sides towards the end of the first half. Here come Pittsburgh. Straight through ball. Chance here with a left-footed strike sent over the bar. Best chance yet for Pitt. The opportunity coming for Petkovic. Pittsburgh so lethal in transition, and they certainly showed that. Seconds ago, left-footed strike sent sky high. Petkovic not able to get the end product he was seeking. The finish got away. Now it's cleared by Pittsburgh. All right. Yeah, you go to sleep, man. I know it's 3:23 in the morning where you are in Spain. You better get some sleep, man. I'm doing well. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm the best sports commentator. I greatly appreciate that, man. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't been able to do, any broadcast this past week because I've been, so busy with school as well as commentating my high school sports games for the local TV channel. I did 3 games this week, so that's what I was occupied with. But I didn't forget about you guys. I still love doing broadcasts here on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. Veljko Petkovic, by the way, 9 goals and 8 assists for Pittsburgh this season. If Pitt are going to score a goal, it may very well come from that man, Veljko Petkovic. We shall see. 2.5 minutes left in the half. Here's a chance for Ben Yeagley. His effort is well wide. And it'll be a goal kick to Pitt. Nico Campuzano, the goalkeeper. Speaking of Petkovic, he scored the goal of the NCAA tournament so far from beyond midfield, scoring an unbelievable goal. Just you have to see it if you haven't yet. It was against Washington, I believe, in the Sweet 16, as Petkovic chipped the goalkeeper from beyond half field. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yep. School comes first, You first study and then the fun comes after that. I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. Yeah, schoolwork does come first. So, yep. I'm usually pretty busy during the week, but especially this week I was very busy. Good ball in, the header saved. Quick reaction saved by Roman Celentano, getting ahead to that one was Noel, who's been relatively quiet in this first half. Had a good look here, and he knows it was an opportunity wasted. All right, I'll see you, man. Have a great night or morning, I guess. It's already morning where you are. Get some sleep, man. Under a minute to play in the opening half now. 0-0 between Indiana and Pittsburgh. The National Semifinals. "30 seconds to play. First half on the verge of concluding. Maybe one last chance for Pittsburgh. Nice pass. Here's a chance. The effort blocked as Mahalik got in the way. Nope, rather it was Wittenbrink. Another block shot. Pittsburgh with maybe one last chance. 5 seconds to go. Headed out of play by Palazzolo. And there will be no time remaining for Pittsburgh to take a corner kick. Well, the intensity picked up a bit more in the latter stages of that first half, but we're scoreless after 45 minutes of play from Cary, North Carolina. 0-0 between Indiana and Pittsburgh. 45 more minutes still to play and maybe more to decide who will meet Marshall in the national title game 3 days from now. It's the College Cup semifinals. The 3-seed Indiana and the 2-seed Pittsburgh are squared in a deadlock. We'll see what the second half has in store. I'll be back after a quick break with the halftime report. Don't go anywhere. 0-0 after 45. Still a whole nother half to play in Cary. Welcome everyone into the halftime report. All right, no problem, man. Your mom said you have to go. We'll definitely listen to her. I definitely understand. And let's hear the words of Indiana head coach Todd Yeagley at halftime. Let's see what he thought of the first 45 minutes.
Well, I thought we managed them pretty well. Honestly, they're a really good team, and their spacing's tough to manage. And I thought our press in the middle of the half was really good. We started off a little slow, and in the end, I thought they gained a little momentum. It was really that middle segment. We just had to take care of the ball a little bit. Transition, we gave it right back. And they're going to have a lot of the ball. They like to play around in the back and keep it, and they're big on their possession. So we just have to be a little bit better in those moments. And I think we get a couple more attacks. But honestly, we kept it tight for the most part. This is a really dynamic team, a lot of good players. So overall, we're in a good place. Just got to be a bit sharper offensively.
Coach, in terms of Pitt and their offensive capabilities, you mentioned they are a very good team, but so are you guys. What do you need to do to create a couple more opportunities and get maybe more opportunities in your final third?
Well, again, it was those transition moments. I think we could keep it in our front half a little bit more. Or a couple times we got around the edge and we didn't get anything out of it. We didn't get a corner. We didn't get a cross. I feel like second balls in the box. I think their box defending is good, but I think we could create some problems with balls served in the box. And we got to get Vic a few more touches. He's working his tail off defensively. But again, a few of those possessions that we win, AJ and Joe have to find Vic. We got to release the valve, and then once that happens, the game opens, and we're gonna get some chances. So we'll get a couple. We just got to keep it, really locked tight in the back.
Coach, appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, there you hear the thoughts of Indiana head coach Todd Yeagley, the four-time Big Ten Coach of the Year. I'll be back after a quick break to recap the first half as the halftime report continues. Welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. No score between Indiana and Pittsburgh after 45 minutes at Wake Med Park in Cary, North Carolina. Meanwhile, last night at Wake Med Soccer Park, it was the NCAA Women's Soccer Semifinals at the College Cup. And last night did not disappoint one bit, folks. I wanted to call one of the semifinals. Was unable to due to the busyness of my schedule, but still recapping what happened last night. Well, if you missed it, it was a fun night. Virginia taking on Florida State first off, two ACC rivals facing off. This game would be 0-0 through 110 minutes after two overtimes. Penalty kicks would be needed to decide the winner, and Virginia missing all three of their PKs. Florida State winning the penalty kick shootout 3-0. And FSU are moving on to the final. Meanwhile, Santa Clara taking on North Carolina, another ACC team, North Carolina on both the men's and women's side, making it to the semifinals, but both of them going out in the semifinals. The women last night, the men tonight. Santa Clara woman with a 3-1 victory to upset UNC. So the final is set, as it will be on the women's side. Florida State versus Santa Clara in the national title game. I don't know. You can't rule out Santa Clara. Of course, Florida State will be the favorites for that. But Santa Clara with an impressive run. Of course, a notable name to have gone to Santa Clara is Julie Ertz, who, of course, now is with the U.S. women's national team and the Chicago Red Stars in the NWSL. And a look at the upcoming College Cup schedule. Monday is the day to circle. At 5:30 Eastern Time, it's the Women's National Championship between Santa Clara and Florida State. And then following that at 8 Eastern, it's the Men's National Championship, where Marshall will take on the winner of this game, Indiana and Pittsburgh. It should be a fun evening on Monday with back-to-back championship games. There'll be two winners on Monday night. It should be a fun day. 0-0 in this one, though. Still a semifinal to be decided. Indiana-Pittsburgh second half is coming up shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the halftime report. 0-0 between Indiana and Pittsburgh, but still a whole nother half to play in this College Cup semifinal. The winner to the national title game against Marshall on Monday. Great atmosphere with fans in attendance in Cary, North Carolina. Recapping some first half highlights. Good chance came for Indiana early in the first half at the back post. A shot from Thomas War blocked by Jasper Laufelson. Pittsburgh would have some chances of their own. The header that came about for Valentin Noel was probably their best look. Noel not quite making the contact he wanted to. As we look at some first half stats, 6-3 the shots in favor of Pitt. They also have 2 shots on goal, none for Indiana, 2 fouls apiece, 3 corners for Pittsburgh, 1 for Indiana. And Pitt also with the edge in possession, as predicted, 61-39%. Well, it's a great atmosphere. Some Marshall fans, by the way, sticking around, awaiting their opponent. They get to sit back and relax. Indiana-Pittsburgh, meanwhile, will have a cracking second half ahead, I'm sure. Stay tuned. This has been the Halftime Report. Back out to Cary, North Carolina. Second half between Indiana and Pittsburgh on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. We are just about set to begin the second half between Indiana and Pittsburgh. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see what the second half has in store. The final 45 minutes of regulation. And it has been a well-played game so far. I'm sure that will continue into the second half as we are about to kick off the second half of play. It's now Indiana going from right to left. They're kicking off here in the second half. And Pittsburgh attacking from left to right in these final 45 minutes. Who will be on the front foot to begin the half? That's the question. The ball about to be kicked, by the way, the same match ball as that. That's the NCAA soccer match ball. And off we go. Underway in the second half. What's going on, Chad? Welcome in to the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone who stopped by on this Friday night. Marshall awaits the winner. Yes. It's won back by Bailey. Bailey, a long ball forward. And Dexter in pursuit. It'll be sent out of play by Mooney for a Pitt throw-in. Just underway at the start of the second half. Throw-in by Laufelson. What's up, Antonio? Welcome in, man. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Driven ball across, but the shot is well off the mark as it went sky high over the bar from Petkovic. But I asked who would be on the front foot to start the second half. It's certainly looking like Pitt are the ones on the front foot to begin the half. A look at the Mac Herman Trophy finalists. That includes, well, they put the list up quickly, but it includes both 2 out of 3 candidates, players from Indiana and Pittsburgh. The other from Oregon State. As this is cleared downfield by Celentano. One back by Pitt. Here come the Panthers. Oh, that Victor Becerra is your cousin, really, man? That's awesome. Yeah, I'll keep you informed. Absolutely, that's awesome, man. Yep, number 7, Victor Becerra. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. Wow, he's your cousin. That's really cool, man. Thanks so much for tuning in. 2 minutes into the second half, and going down was Palazzolo. Here come Indiana. It is Becerra with a chance, but the shot right at the keeper. Save made by Campuzano, who hasn't been tested all that much so far tonight. That ball is out of play. It will be a throw into Indiana. Well, a very open start to the second half. Chances at both ends. It's only a matter of time before we see a goal. Early second half in Cary, North Carolina. This is taken to the byline. Now it's Pittsburgh in possession. Here's Bailey over to Laufelson. He'll go short to Jacobson. Jacobson down the line. Sent out a play by Indiana. What's going on, Gabriel? I appreciate you tuning in as well. Oh, you and Antonio are brothers. Okay, that's very good. That's very good, man. Yeah, that's awesome how your guy's cousin is on Indiana. That's very cool. Hoosiers with it. Palazzolo. Ball there for the taking. Will be picked up by Jacobson of Pittsburgh. Here is Laufelson. Merkovich back for Bryce Washington. Just about 5 minutes played in the second half. No score. Had a steam here and still going is Petkovic. He's got options. Sending it out wide. This will be controlled near the corner flag by Jackson. Nice touch by Laufelson. Delivered low to the penalty spot, but Indiana managed to clear. Only as far as midfield, where it's picked up by Washington once more. Jackson, one-on-one here. Jackson gets around the defender, cuts it back, and the shot is blocked. Pittsburgh on the verge of a goal. Indiana's defense, though, staying disciplined. A chance a moment ago, generating the 8th shot of the game for the Panthers. Just a burst of acceleration from Jackson. Such an electric player on the ball for Pitt. As that pass from Becerra will go all the way down to the Pittsburgh keeper in Campuzano. Jackson can't control for Pitt. Indiana unable to maintain possession. This is Ordonez. Petkovic taken out. No foul called, and here come Indiana. Nearly losing his balance was Endley. Endley still going. Eventually dispossessed in the far corner by Crivello, who will win a goal kick for Pitt. Todd Yeagley not too happy at the moment. He wanted a foul called earlier. Jerry Yeagley, his father, of course, was the Indiana head coach from 1973 to 2003. The Yeagley name, a very familiar one when it comes to Indiana soccer. Oh, look at this. Endley still going. Endley all the way in. But sweeping it at the last moment was Crivello. Knocked away for a corner kick. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love commentating games, but yeah, I just do it. I just do it for fun. It's good practice, and I ultimately want to become a professional sportscaster. As Endley sent it to the back post, flicked away. Sorry, the delivery actually came from Joe Schmidt there. It will be an Indiana throw-in. Yeah, my goal is to become a play-by-play commentator, professional play-by-play commentator when I'm older. But yeah, I love doing it, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. As Pittsburgh take over momentarily, and that's blasted out of play by Mayer for a Pittsburgh goal kick. Still no score, 0-0, with 36.5 minutes to go in regulation. Still plenty of time left in this game, but we're still waiting for the breakthrough goal. Here is a throw-in. Brett Bebej will take it. Possible handball, nothing called. It is last touched by Jackson of Pittsburgh. Bebej will take the throw. Header won by Laufelson. Once more out of play for a Hoosiers throw-in. A lot of action on this near side of the pitch in the last few minutes. The winner will take on Marshall in the national title game on Monday night at this very stadium. Laufelson down the line. That pass intercepted by Bebic. Now here's Palazzolo. Direct ball. It'll go all the way through. And down to the Pittsburgh goalkeeper in Campuzano. 10 minutes gone in the second half. 0-0 between Indiana and Pittsburgh. That's sent out of play. Pittsburgh throwing on the way, and over to take it is Laufelson. Here's Ordonez. Ordonez, long ball forward, headed down to Jacobson. Jacobson, square ball, taken away by Indiana. Now the Hoosiers can start an attack. This is Gumbale. Gumbale with options to his left finds Becerra. Becerra onto his right. Becerra just wide. Curling effort to the far post. And a near goal for Indiana. Just off the mark was Victor Becerra. What a chance for Indiana in transition. And the shot across the face of goal just wide. What's going on, Metric Dax? Thanks for tuning in. Where am I watching it at? Oh, where am I watching the game at, or what channel is it on? I'm assuming you mean where am I watching it at? I'm in my basement. I like to call this my my studio. Victor Becerra, by the way, 12 goals, 4 assists on the season. Yeah, this is my basement. But yeah, I treat it as my studio. This is where I call games. It's the only place in my house where I have it, where I have a place where it can be quiet and there's a TV available. So yeah, it's nice down here. When it comes to what channel this game is on, in case any of you are looking for it on TV, this game is on ESPNU in the United States. Here's Merkovich for Pitt. Merkovich thinking about pulling the trigger. Instead finds Laufelson. Laufelson, square ball. Here's a chance off the bar. Did it cross the line? No, it did not. No signal from the officials. Pittsburgh believe it crossed the line. And now play will be halted. And VAR will come into play. There is VAR in college soccer at the Division I level now. And this will be reviewed. Let's take another look. What an effort this was from Laufelson. Laufelson with the possible assist as he laid it back. And yeah, that certainly did not cross the line. A look at one replay quite clearly shows that. It went off the bar, but a great eye from the assistant referee, because then it came down off the line and out, never crossed. Pittsburgh inches away from taking the lead, although the camera behind the goal definitely makes it look much closer. It looked like when it came down, it went off the line and nicked the post. But there will be no goal, I should say. So the original call stands of no goal, and play will resume. Thanks. I appreciate that a lot, Sebas. Thank you so much. Yeah, obviously, Gabriel, however you prefer for your name to be pronounced. I hope I'm not butchering it. Either way, I know you're certainly rooting for Indiana since your cousin plays for Indiana in Becerra. He came close to scoring earlier, just moments ago. It's been an exciting second half so far. Pittsburgh coming so close to a goal, as close as we've seen either team come to scoring tonight. The shot off the bar and off the goal line, but not crossing. Remember, the whole ball has to cross the line, and it clearly did not. But a good utilization of VAR to just double check There are no people working in a VAR room like we see at the professional level. It's completely up to the referee if he wants to use the monitor, but he does have that option, and he used it within his right to check if that ball crossed the line, and it clearly did not, but it was certainly a close call in real time. That's a heavy bump from behind. No foul called. A clean win by Becerra. Indiana play on. Becerra with the lead pass. Here come the Hoosiers. This sent out wide. Chasing it down is Gumbale. Cuts inside. Lays it back for Wintenbrink. Wintenbrink back for Bebe. And now they'll move it back to Mayer. Played across the back. Thank you, Emiliano, for joining. They are in the 60th minute. Yep, 30 minutes to play here in the second half. And still no score between Indiana and Pittsburgh. Ball contested for here. Coming away with the ball is Pitt. On the near side, it's Laufelson. 30 minutes remaining in regulation. Winner to the national title game. This is taken to the byline, clipped across, but it's over the bar from Burton Jacobson. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. We've got a great audience tonight. Greatly appreciate it, man. Or everyone, I should say. Shout out Flavio. Absolutely, man. Half an hour remains. Becerra goes down. A foul surely will be called, and it is. The referee was looking to play advantage, but there was none. And the foul called. And we will see our first yellow card of the match. It was only a matter of time before that happened. A yellow card shown to Bryce Washington as he took out Victor Becerra. Quite an easy decision, really, for the official. Free kick to Indiana. The clock stopped with 29:14 to play. Still a lot of time left. This second half has been very, very entertaining. Still no goals, though. As that goes out for an Indiana throw-in. And it looks like Todd Yeagley will make a change. Into the game comes Thomas War. He will replace Wintenbrink. Wintenbrink replaced War in the first half. War back into the game and looking to make an impact after getting some rest. Of course, in college soccer, you are allowed one re-entry. If you're taken off in the first half, you're allowed to come back in the second half. If you go out in the second half, then you are not allowed to re-enter. Here is Mayer. Now it's Joe Schmidt. That's turned over to Pitt. And now down the left wing. Here is Alexander Dexter. Dexter in a foot race. Perfectly timed sliding challenge. Great defense from Nick Sessick. Out for a Pitt throw-in. Throwing on the far side of the pitch. Who will score first? Along the sideline. Pittsburgh will win yet another throw-in. And it will be taken by Rafael Crivello. Crivello restarts play. Now on the ball is Merkovich. Merkovich going wide. Cross in from Laufelson. That's blocked. Out of play for a throw-in. Quickly taken by Laufelson. He finds Jacobson. Jackason still going. Off balance, an awkward pass turned over. And now it goes out for an Indiana throw-in. I should commentate in college? I appreciate that, Cooper. Thanks so much for tuning in, Cooper. Yeah, I want to. I want to pursue a sports broadcasting career. So yeah, that's the plan. I currently commentate games at my high school. I'm a junior in high school, so yeah, I enjoy it a lot. And yeah, I've been told I'm pretty good at it, so I've been doing it for a few years now. So the more practice, the better. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm looking into colleges right now, so well, thank you so much. Thank you. Here is Petkevich. But yeah, I definitely want to major in, communications and broadcast journalism. So who do I want to win? Hold on for a second. This cross sent into the back post. It falls to Laufelson. Couldn't take it down in the first touch. Now finding Noel. Back out wide. It's Laufelson into Walty. Here's Jackason, 1v1. Tight space, and that pass played behind Walty. Indiana intercept. No, I'll answer because it's no one. I don't want anyone. I don't want either team. I'm not a fan of either team, so I'm just a neutral fan, to be honest. I'm a pretty big college soccer fan, both men's and women's. My dad coached college soccer for 25 years, so I'm sorry, man. I'm not a fan of either team. So I mean, I would like to lie and say it's Indiana, but I don't. I'm not a fan of either team, to be honest. I'm from Massachusetts, so neither of these teams are teams that I root for. But I'm just hoping for a good game, to be honest with you. No, but I'm definitely not a Pittsburgh fan. I mean, I kind of, to be honest, I kind of don't like Pittsburgh professional teams anyway, as a Boston sports fan. So, but yeah, no, overall, I'm just a big fan of college soccer in general. As I said, my dad coached college soccer for about 25 years. He coached Division III, but still, I fall, honestly, all divisions of college soccer. Well, glancing header goes wide, although it looked like perhaps Noel was in an offside position, although it appeared the flag stayed down, and it did go off of Indiana last. That was a really good chance from Noel. What's going on, Cairo Souza Diaz? Thanks for tuning in, man. Are you saying you're from Brazil? You appreciate my impartiality? Yeah, no, I'm definitely a neutral fan. What D3 school? He coached. Well, he was an assistant coach for the men's soccer team at Bridgewater State in Massachusetts for a couple years. Good cross in and a chance here. It's saved on the line. What a save made by the Indiana keeper in Celentano. Wow, absolute mayhem in the box. But yeah, my dad was he was an assistant coach at Bridgewater State for the men, and then he coached the women's team at Wheaton College of Massachusetts, from Norton, Massachusetts. He coached there for 20 years, and then I moved to Kentucky for 2 years because he coached at Transylvania University, another Division III school. He was only there for 2 years. Didn't really like it. So then we moved back to Massachusetts, and yeah, now he's well, he was always a referee as well, off to the side, but now he's taking refereeing a lot more seriously. And yeah, he's he's refereeing, he's refereed some Division I college games. He did some games in the fall. He's done some Division III college games, did some high school games, does club soccer. He's done some USL League One games, I believe, or League Two, USL League Two games. So yeah, he enjoys refereeing. He also still coaches, but not college right now. He coaches at NEFC, which is a pretty big club here in New England Football Club. He coaches 3 teams there. So, but he doesn't coach college soccer anymore, but he used to. So yeah, I'm just a big college soccer fan in general. Big soccer fan all around. But yeah, here's a corner kick for Indiana. It'll be taken by Victor Becerra. Who will grab the breakthrough goal? 21 minutes left in regulation. Becerra all the way through to the back post, but too much pace on the corner kick as it's over the head of Joey Mayer, and it will be a Pittsburgh throw-in. And now Bailey will come back in. Out comes Alexander Dexter. We saw that substitution in the first half. Jackson will also come out of the game. Replacing him is Luke Mort. And for Indiana, it'll be War coming off. Nate Ward into the game. A reminder of the substitution rules. In the first half, there's no re-entry. In the second half, you're allowed 1 re-entry. So those are the substitution rules at the college level. Of course, if you only watch professional soccer, it might be a bit confusing seeing, a player come out of the game and then back in. That is allowed. There's 1 re-entry allowed in college soccer. Throw-in taken by Babej. Tight space to work with for Schmidt. He does draw the foul. Free kick to the Hoosiers inside the final 20 minutes. Here comes the free kick. The foul's 5-2 Pittsburgh. It hasn't been an overly physical game. We've just had that 1 yellow card to Bryce Washington. Good cross in. Flicked on, but the header is blocked, and now Pittsburgh will take it out of their own half of the field. It's Petkovic on the ball, out wide, and winning a throw-in was Luke Mort. Final quarter of regulation now. A reminder that there's Major League Soccer action at the weekend. ESPN is advertising it, so I will as well. The New England Revolution take on the Columbus Crew. That's Sunday, 6 Eastern time. Fun fact, I'm going to be at that game. I am a diehard New England Revolution fan, being from Massachusetts. I only live about 10 miles from Gillette Stadium, actually. So I do go to most of the home games. I went to their home opener against DC United a few weeks back, and I'm looking forward to going to that game against Columbus, the defending champs, on Sunday. Should be a fun time. I always enjoy going to Revs games. Here is Ordonez for Pittsburgh. Now Laufelson. 18 minutes left in the second half. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of tonight's broadcast. Nice connection. The flag stays down. Bailey to the byline. Now plays it back. And Walty's cross blocked out for a corner. The attempted cross blocked by Sessick. It will be a set piece for Pittsburgh. What can the Panthers do from this corner kick on the far side? In swinger, the header's wide. What a chance. We've seen multiple opportunities for Pittsburgh from corner kicks, especially headers that have just not been put on target. Crivello missing the frame this time. Yeah, he'll want that one back. Although it did take a slight deflection on its way, and maybe that's what threw off Crivello in the end. The 5'9" sophomore is from Bordeaux, France. Remember, 17 international players on this Pittsburgh team. More than half of the roster is from outside of the United States. And they have players from all over the globe, literally. Of course, a majority of them from Europe, but they have some players from everywhere around the world. When I was looking at their roster, I was quite impressed to see where all the foreign players come from. Quite the recruiting job. Here's Petkovic. Now it's Merkovic who gives it away, but that ball did deflect off the referee. Possession was turned over, and therefore, under the relatively new law, it's been about a year in effect now, play is halted, and it will be given back to Pittsburgh. A rule that makes sense. An obvious law change that was finally made last year. It was always silly how prior to that rule change, the ball could hit the referee and play would be allowed to continue, even if it, turned the possession over and led to a goal for the opposing team. It was just always silly to me how they allowed that. So here down the right wing, it's Luke Mort. Mort all the way to the end line. Can he keep it in play? No, not quite. Was trying to prevent it from being a goal kick, but it's off the corner flag and over the end line. It will be a goal kick in the end. To Indiana, 15 minutes to go. It's a 0-0 game in the National Semifinal. It's the College Cup semis in the NCAA men's soccer tournament. Will overtime be needed to decide the winner? Or will there be a late winner in regulation time? Still no goals between the two sides, but plenty to talk about. Reminder that the winner will face Marshall in the national championship Monday, 8 Eastern time. Here's a cross from the right wing, and it's handled by Campuzano, the Pittsburgh goalkeeper. This is rolled ahead to Merkovic. Time winding down. 14 minutes to play. Here is Walty. Now in possession is Ordonez. Ordonez, long ball forward. Pass out wide, finds Laufelson. Pittsburgh with a sustained period of possession here, but not really threatening Indiana. As Walty will now play it back to Campuzano. Up the middle. That's headed down by Palazzolo of Indiana. The Hoosiers, by the way, haven't managed a single shot in the last 20 minutes. Can they change that here? Down the left wing, it's Gumbale. Back for Bebej. Good control by Becerra. Looking for the nutmeg pass, but Ordonez not falling for it. This will go back to the pit goalie in Campuzano. Less than 13 minutes left now. Aerial battle. Long ball forward here. And Pittsburgh could pounce. Played over to the right wing. Mort the chance, but the shot is wide. Hands on his head. Luke Mort knows what a chance he just had. Just couldn't gain the composure to put the ball on target and at least test the Indiana keeper in Celentano. Yeah, it was given away in a very bad area. And Mort just putting it over. So close. Going upper 90. The 5'10 freshman from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, had a chance to possibly be the hero, but unable to prevail. This Bebej will take this Indiana throw, and the shot's 12-5 Pittsburgh, yet it's still 0-0. The shot's on goal, 2-1 Pitt. Here is Sesek. They'll switch the field of play. Now it's Goombala. Goombala looking for a shooting lane. His effort blocked. Now back out for Joe Schmidt. Nice burst of speed. Here's a chance. Oh, what a goal! It's an absolute cannon, and it's none other than Herbert Endley, who's put the Hoosiers in the lead. Indiana strike first with 11:12 to play. And the Hoosiers break through a 1-0 lead in the 79th minute. What a goal, a highlight reel goal from Endley. An absolute cannon. He did it all himself here. He was the best player on the field for Indiana in the first half, and he's come alive here in the second half. A burst of speed and laces through, giving Campuzano absolutely no chance of saving this one. A cannon fired into the back of the net. 1-0, Indiana lead. What a strike with the right foot. From the right foot, I should say, of Endley. A shot to the near post. It was in the blink of an eye. 1-0, IU take the lead. Endley with his 4th goal of the season. He is a great comp to Daryl DK. How about that? Indiana take the lead. 1-0. Indiana have averaged 2.14 goals a game this season. They found their first with just over 11 minutes to play. And now Pittsburgh will have to be attacking minded. They have to go for it in order to get the equalizer and stay alive. What a shot that was from Endley. Just a world-class finish, really. Let's see if Pittsburgh can respond. That's gathered at the very edge of the 18-yard box by Roman Celentano. Herbert Endley, a sophomore from Minnesota. And could he be the hero for Indiana, scoring what could turn out to be the game winner? But still 10 minutes left. Anything can happen in the late stages. Endley, 5'10 sophomore from Blaine, Minnesota, to be precise. And the Indiana faithful are making some noise. Well, multiple NCAA tournaments in action, of course. We've got men's and women's soccer. We also got FCS football, the championship game on Sunday at 2 Eastern time when South Dakota State takes on Sam Houston. Of course, the NCAA lacrosse tournament's underway. Softball and baseball tournaments soon to come. It's definitely weird with the soccer tournament being in May. Of course, we're accustomed to it being in the fall, but COVID-19 pushed it back to spring. Even though these two teams had their seasons in the fall, some conferences did not, and that's why the NCAA tournament was pushed back. Here is Ordonez. Ordonez, a couple of touches forward. Under 9 minutes to play now. On the ball is Walty. Now it's Mort. Mort into the box. In the end, was shielded off the ball, but it's quickly won back by Pitt. Nervous moments for both teams Indiana looking to preserve the lead. Pittsburgh looking for a late equalizer. Here's a chance. Left-footed strike is blocked. However, there wasn't offsides before that in the buildup. It was Matt Bailey in an offside position, and it will be an Indiana free kick. Yep, and there you see on the replay. Good eye by the assistant referee on the near side. Time winding down. What an ending we should be in store for. What's going on, Aaron? Welcome in. Thanks so much for stopping by. We've had a great audience tonight. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. Well, we got 25 people in here on YouTube. That's awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate the support. Absolutely, absolutely, Flavio. 7.5 minutes to play as we reach 10:30 Eastern time in Cary, North Carolina. That cross blocked, out for a Pitt throw-in. You can tell that the Panthers are playing with some urgency, understandably so at this point. This is clipped in. Headed away. Herbert Endley's 79th minute goal, the difference at WakeMed Soccer Park. Here's a chance from distance. Deflected effort wide. It will be a corner kick to Pittsburgh. Remember, the winner faces Marshall in the national championship Monday at 8 Eastern time. Who will meet Marshall in the national title game? Will it be Indiana? Will it be Pittsburgh? Right now it's looking like Indiana, but Pittsburgh looking to change that. Here's Merkovich. Ready to take the corner, but before that, a man down for Indiana. They will stop the clock with 6:29 remaining. Is Victor Becerra, who appears to be cramping a bit. Yes, Adrian, there is VAR in this tournament. Yep, there is. They actually used it earlier on a goal line decision. We couldn't tell in real time whether it crossed the line or not. It did not. They ruled it no goal in real time, but they did check it. There's not like any VAR officials, but the middle referee can go over to the monitor and take a look. So yeah, there is a form of VAR for Division I NCAA soccer in this tournament. What's going on, DV Tresor? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Your cousin is Endley. Is that true? Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. As Indiana will make a change, War will replace Becerra. Becerra unable to continue cramping up, so War is back in. Yeah, he is just too nice. That was an unbelievable goal. Beautiful finish. The clock will resume as the corner kick is taken. 6:29 to play. Pittsburgh with a set-piece chance. In swinger. Right into the hands of Celentano. A wasted chance for Pitt. Why isn't Spencer Glass playing? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Let me look at the roster here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, good question. I think he's available on the bench, or he might be dealing with an injury. I don't think he's dealing with an injury, though. I'm not sure. Oh, wow, what a steal in the midfield by Pittsburgh. Here they come. Noel trying to get on the end of that pass, unable to do so. And stepping forward is Walty. Here's a chance for Pitt. Indiana getting numbers behind the ball. Mort going wide for Laufelson. Now into the middle. It's Ordonez. Now it's Merkovich as numbers to his left. Finds Crivello. Crivello's cross. Dealt with at the near post by the Hoosiers. Cleared away. Pittsburgh back with it. Indiana defending for their lives at this stage. 5 minutes to play and a thrilling ending in the second semifinal of the night. Laufelson over to Walty. A nice turn. Shouts for a foul at the edge of the box. The referee lets play continue. There was contact for sure, but not enough according to the official, as it was Petkovic taken down. Pittsburgh quickly moving the ball back upfield. 4.5 minutes remain. Oh, a nice steal near the far corner flag. It'll be cleared across midfield, but once again, the Panthers retain possession. Here is Laufelson. Now it's Merkovich. Ahead for Ordonez, and an errant pass there. Out of play for an Indiana throw, and it looks like a substitution will be made. And since we're under the 5-minute mark, the clock will be stopped. 3:58 to play as Indiana make a change. It will be Endley, the goal scorer, coming off for Wittenbrink. Endley with a superb strike in the 79th minute. And it looks like Pittsburgh will make a change of their own. It'll be Burton Jackason coming back into the match. Definitely one of the more dynamic players for Pitt, as Luke Mort comes off for Jackason. Clock resumes under 4 minutes to play. Indiana once more clear all the way down to Campuzano, just outside of his box. He will find Ordonez. Ordonez. A lot of grass to cover. Laufelson lost it and commits the foul in retaliation. Free kick to the Hoosiers. Taken down there was Joe Schmidt. Headed out of play. Another Indiana throw-in as the time continues to tick down. Precious time for Pittsburgh. That's slowly slipping away. 3 minutes to play now. 1-0 Indiana. Here's Merkovich. This game's certainly not over yet. Crivello finding Bailey. Bailey goes down looking to draw the foul. The referee not having any of it. Although it did take a deflection. So another Pittsburgh corner kick. Can they convert on one of these at last? It's now or never really for Pitt, as it was going to be Merkovich taking the corner. Instead, he'll leave it for Petkovic. Merkovich into the box. Here's the out-swinging delivery from the lefty. Driven ball. Falls down to Walty. Walty lays it back. Misfired, but redirected into a dangerous area. Indiana clear the edge of the box. It's taken back in by Jackason. Cleared away. Out for a Pittsburgh throw. Time running out. It was Wittenbrink with the clearance there. This is sent into the mix by Laufelson. Punched away by Celentano. Now a bouncing ball just outside of the 18-yard box. Controlled by Pittsburgh. It'll be moved out wide. 85 seconds left. Here's the cross. Out it comes. Pittsburgh looking to send it back in. Laufelson clips one forward. Headed away once more by the Hoosiers. Shielding this ball. And Petkovic still going. And they'll pull it back and give a free kick to Pittsburgh under a minute to play now. Late drama in Cary, North Carolina. Free kick to Pittsburgh. Can Indiana hold on in the final stages? Here's the free kick, and it's a routine grab for Celentano. a wasted opportunity for Pittsburgh and a free kick that Jackson will want to have back. The Indiana fans can feel it. 30 seconds left. Celentano with a long punt downfield, and it's off of Pittsburgh, and Indiana throwing, and the time continues to tick. Surely there's no time now for Pittsburgh to get it back to the other end of the pitch. Indiana throw it in with 15 seconds remaining. This is taken to the corner flag. It will be a goal kick, but not enough time remains. And now a fight breaks out. The referee goes down. The celebrations will begin. A very interesting ending as the referee tried to break up, as both players of both teams, as the emotions are clearly running high. Indiana will try to stay out of it because they are moving on to the national championship. One goal was all they needed. Endley's super strike in the 79th minute is enough to see them through to the national championship game. 1-0, Indiana defeats Pittsburgh and advance to the national championship. They will face Marshall on Monday at 8 Eastern time. Yeah, how about that game? That was a great game, especially the second half. Drama at the end. An absolute cannon indeed. That's what it was from Endley. No doubt about it. A super strike. And that's the difference. He scores the game winner in the 79th minute. And the Hoosiers are victorious. 1-0, the final score. Heartbreak for Pitt. Yeah, absolutely, Adrian. They had plenty of chances, just couldn't put any of them away. Great game all around, but it's Indiana moving on. Indiana-Marshall, that's your final. It's set for Monday night at 8 Eastern time. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. My name is Samuel Reese signing off, saying so long. Indiana 1, Pittsburgh 0, the final. I appreciate it so much. Glad you guys enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7:15 Eastern time. I'll be on the call for my Boston Bruins taking on the Washington Capitals in Game 1 of Round 1 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Can't wait for that. There's nothing like playoff hockey. I'll see you guys then, but until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday.